Hi friends, happy Monday. Happy Monday. It's this perfect time of day when I'm checking in with you. I'm about to go work out. My voice is a little bit rough. I went to this really wonderful concert of Cuban music. It was called Buena Vista Social Club. It was amazing. So, but that's why my voice is a little bit rough today. Wanted to check in with you about project closures and lessons learned. So obviously you can do those iteratively, right? After, you don't have to wait till the very end of the project. Depending on the length of the initiative, right? Sometimes it makes sense to do it iteratively, because by the time you get to the end, like, you would not remember what happened and what lessons learned were, what lessons were learned. For smaller initiatives that are shorter, it's totally fine to just do one at the end. So in my practice, we've done we would create a form. There are different applications and software you can use for that, but I find it's very, especially when you work with cross-functional teams and a lot of people, like larger project groups. It helps to automate the collection of those data points as much as possible. First, it removes the administrative overload from your team, and also creates a repeatable, consistent process, and it provides you with a good sustainable way to collect and store lessons learned and other data points that you accumulate through that process. So what it would look like typically, right? You would create a form that would feed, and we keep it simple. I really like love simplicity in my process. So we would just have 3 questions, right? What worked, meaning what we should continue doing. What didn't work, what to stop doing. And then we would have a section, like a free form for other, right? Because there might be other observations and lessons learned that don't feed into those 2 questions. And then we would also, and it really depends on your organization and how you want to collect this data, but in my practice and my experience, if your team is newer to the whole project process and formalized lessons learned and closures, it's best to allow your team members to share their feedback without necessarily stating their name, right? Just, they can share feedback without any worry of being called out on something or anything like that. So we just want to create safe space for people to share. And when we first established this process, I didn't know. I was a bit worried, right? When you have a process where people can just submit feedback, right, without being known, then it's like, well, I was wondering what quality of data, like the quality of feedback we're going to receive. And I was surprised. It just, lessons learned was one of the most revealing and refreshing and wonderful processes that I just love it. I love it. Obviously, creating a business case, being very clear about your goal setting, about the deliverables of the project, right? How we're going to measure success, things like that get established at the beginning and could be revised during the project. They're very important. But man, for me, I just love celebration of accomplishments, right? And closure and lessons learned. And I also like learning, and I like holding on to the wisdom the wisdom of the organization, right? Because one of the joys of working on multidisciplinary projects with larger groups of people is that you have so many perspectives, right? You would have, like, you might be coming into the project from IT background, right? A lot of organizations have IT project management offices, IT PMOs, right? So it's usually like a technology driven mindset, right? But would be very different, and perspective would be different from people from sales or marketing, or people who do operations, or people who do, facility work, right? Sometimes we work on projects that require all of those stakeholders to be present and to contribute. And it's just, I feel and I observe and I know that establishing clear, repeatable process for collecting lessons learned is just such a wonderful way to mine that organizational wisdom, right? To get to that, to the heart of the knowledge, and to retain it so that you can not only use it obviously in new projects, right? Especially if you work with the same team or same stakeholders. Obviously, it's very clear that you can leverage that knowledge, right? And create better experience next time. But you also, it gives you as a leader, if you are looking to lessons learned from the leadership perspective outside of the project, right? If you're leading like a department or the whole vertical within an organization, it gives you so much insight from learning and development perspective. It gives you insight of how skilled your people are, where they're skilled, how to bridge some up, how to upskill your team. It gives you also insight into your vendor relationships, which is also super helpful because, right, when working on the project sometimes, right, we not only manage the internal teams, we also manage vendor teams, right? And then the quality of that relationship and knowing different, gotchas, different colors of those relationships is super helpful, right, to ensure the success of the project. So lessons learned, highly recommend. Keep the process super simple, automate when you can, and just keep doing it as you do projects. Keep collecting that organizational wisdom. It's going to teach you about how to do better project execution, and also how to enrich, upskill, and develop your teams across different departments. All right, that's all for now. I gotta go. All right, bye.